Because I Found Her. He starts his Marry Me tour a week on Friday in Glasgow. Scouting for Girls are in support. It's going to be a good one now. Coming up, another track from our album of the week from Ellie Goulding and Kelly Jones from Stereophonics. We'll be choosing two more tracks of my years. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 11 o'clock. This is Justine Green. Elon Musk has told the BBC he only bought Twitter because he had to, and he would sell the social media company if the right person came along. He made the comments in an impromptu interview where he also confirmed the platform would change its description of the BBC from government-funded to publicly funded. He also said that running Twitter had been quite painful and a roller coaster. Our correspondent James Clayton conducted the interview.
He obviously does really love Twitter. He still loves Twitter and he still wants to make it work. But it's very clear, having interviewed him for an hour and a half, that it's taken a real toll on him. You know, emotionally, he obviously feels fairly spent, I guess.
President Biden is in Belfast at the start of a visit to Northern Ireland and the Irish Republic, marking 25 years since the Good Friday Agreement was signed. He arrived last night and will hold brief talks with leaders of Northern Ireland's main political parties later. But he won't try to negotiate a return to power sharing at Stormont, which collapsed last year when the DUP withdrew its support for the devolved assembly in protest at post-Brexit trading arrangements. These people in Belfast are split about what Mr Biden's trip will achieve.
Leader of the free world, good for Ireland, good for the Good Friday Agreement, good for peace.
I'm just caught up with the whole what's going on here, all the security and everything else. Don't see the point of him coming over here, to be honest. Just don't see what difference he's going to make to anything, you know. I just think it's a lot of expense for very little.
Inspectors have ordered a high-security prison in Worcestershire to make urgent improvements after they found inmates living in squalid conditions. Many cells at HMP Long Lartin were found to not have running water or a toilet, and a rodent infestation was reported. Junior doctors in England have started a second day of strikes as their pay dispute continues. The industrial action is due to end on Saturday morning. Members of the British Medical Association want a 35% pay rise to make up for more than a decade of below-inflation wage increases. The government says the hike is unaffordable. The bidding process for Manchester United has gone to a third round. The club's current owners, the Glazer family, announced in November they were seeking strategic alternatives for funding. Matt Graveling reports.
It had been hoped that the process to buy Manchester United would be completed by the end of the season. After a second stage of bidding ended last month, this extension for new offers means that this is now unlikely to happen. Two of the interested parties include the Ineos owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who hopes to buy the Glazer family's 69% stake, and the Qatari banker Sheikh Jassim, who is targeting 100% of the club. Any potential purchasers, either of the whole club or of a partial stake, must now put more offers forward in the hope of concluding a deal.
Rylan Clark is stepping down from the Strictly Come Dancing spin-off show It Takes Two. The Radio 2 presenter has co-hosted the programme alongside the former Strictly professional dancer Janet Manrara since 2019. The BBC says it will announce a replacement in due course. BBC News, it's 3 minutes past 11.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.
She comes with a master plan, and I'm starting to lose control. Here she comes to